This is the best flagship gaming desktop that's available that you aren't using right now. We're going to talk about why you need to pick up this latest flagship desktop from Lenovo in this video. And if you want to pick one up, links are going to be down below. What's up, everybody? Mekel Kasanova here, Hawaii content creator, voice actor, streamer, and so many other things. I'm here to talk about none other than the Lenovo Legion 7i. And this one particularly is Gen 10. The model number is 34IAS10. Mouthful, I know. I got to put that out there because people are going to want to know the specifics. So with that being said, we're going to talk about why this is the best flagship desktop that you aren't using. And yes, I know there are going to be some elites out there. It's like, oh, why buy a pre-build? Just build your own. My counter to that argument every time it comes out is always like, okay, that's like saying, hey, why go to a restaurant or a fast food spot and pick up food when you can just cook it on your own? Because some people just want to get it already made and just walk out the door. That's why. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this desktop. So like I said, this is Lenovo's flagship gaming desktop, packing serious power with Intel's new Ultra 9 processor, NVIDIA's RTX 5080 graphics card, and a redesigned 34-liter chassis. But here's the big question. Does this tower justify its premium price? Or are you better off with something cheaper? Or even building your own? Well, I've already addressed that, but let's go ahead and break it down further. Design-wise, Lenovo didn't reinvent the wheel, but it refined it. The 34L chassis is now more compact with clean lines, rounded corners, and subtle storm gray finish. It's understated enough to blend into a setup, but customizable enough for those who want gamer flair. Now, when it comes to cable management, this area is also improved with hardware shields. And there's a transparent glass side panel so your components and RGB lighting can shine. And speaking of which, you now get ARGB fans, ARGB logo lighting, GPU lighting, and even pump lighting if you go liquid cool. And the cool part? You don't need third-party apps. It's all controlled in Legion space under lighting profiles. All right, so let's talk about the cooling and the customization. Cooling is a big focus here. The Tower 7i supports up to 6 case fans, 2 on the top, 3 up front, and 1 in the rear. Out of the box, you go with a 150 watt air cooling with a 120 millimeter ARGB fan, or you can step up to 250 watt liquid cooling with a massive 360 millimeter radiator. Mesh front bezel helps maximize airflow. And there's even an enhanced VRM heatsink to keep temps low when you're pushing that CPU and GPU to the limit. So whether you're gaming for hours or rendering video, thermal performance stays strong and quiet. Now we got to talk about the ports and connectivity because you guys always need to know what you're getting. What can you shove something in? Oh God, that's... Hey, editor, cut that part out. We don't need that in there. All right, nah, we ain't shoving nothing up nothing. All right, we ain't trying to get canceled up here. All that being said, though, let's talk about all the I/O, the in and out that you get. Look, you get 1 USB-C at 10 gigabyte speeds, 2 USB-A high-speed ports, 1 USB-A 5 gigabit port, and your combo headphone and mic jack. Around the back, you've got everything from 6 audio connectors, as well as a 2.5 GBE Ethernet and DisplayPort 1.4 to a powerful Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port with 40 gigabits bandwidth. You also have power delivery of 3.1 and DisplayPort 2.1 support. In short, you're future-proofed for peripherals, monitors, and expansion. Now, we got to talk about the performance and the specs. Now, my review unit is stacked with an Intel Core Ultra 9 285K, 24 cores with intelligent overclocking, NVIDIA RTX 5080 with 16 gigabytes of GDDR7 VRAM, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM at 5600 megahertz, expandable to 128 gigabytes of DDR5 6400, and dual 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 SSDs and an 850 watt PSU for headroom. This rig smashes AAA games at 4K, handles 8K HDR video support, and can drive up to 4K 60 displays at once. NVIDIA's 5th gen Tensor cores and 4th gen RT cores bring DLSS 4, ray tracing, and AI accelerated gaming front and center. Now, while these Gen 4 SSDs aren't the fastest on the market, you can drop in a Gen 5 SSD for blazing speeds if you want to upgrade down the line. Now, we got to talk about software and audio. Now, when it comes to Lenovo, in general, they utilize something called Legion Space, which is a software that you either absolutely hate or you tolerate it. I tolerate it, but it's gotten a lot better, and let's talk about that. So with Lenovo's Legion Space software, it's been cleaned up. You can check system vitals, switch thermal modes, optimize apps, tweak your lighting, and everything all in one place. As well as for the audio, if you're curious about that, you're getting dynamic 3D audio for gamers. It adds customizable surround sound and sound tracking, as well as night mode, and even Bluetooth sound sharing. It really boosts immersion if you're using a good headset or external speakers. But again, this is something that, like I said, you either hate or you tolerate. Even though it's better, I'm still on the side of tolerating it because, I mean, I used it for the sake of review, but for the most part, I really didn't use it just because I'm not a fan of Legion Space as a all-in-one hub, if you catch my drift. All right, let's talk about the support from Lenovo as well as the overall value that you're getting with this. Now, Lenovo also throws in Legion Ultimate support. That means 24/7 access to trained techs who know both hardware and gaming communities. You get next business day on-site support if something breaks, plus help with tuning settings and optimization. That's a nice safety net when you're investing as much money as this costs. And if you're wondering, how much does this cost? A grip, my guy. It costs a grip. I just got to be honest. Like, this is great. You should get this support when you're spending this much money, but it's still a grip. So if you can work around it being a grip, and for those of y'all like, what do you mean a grip? I know there's some nerds out there that don't understand street lingo. A grip means a whole lot. So if you're spending, a lot of money, this is well over $1,000. So yeah, let's just put it that way. You better be getting this type of support if you're spending that much money. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Here's the rub, okay? The Tower 7i isn't cheap. NVIDIA's RTX 50 series driving up costs. This tower competes against Alienware, Asus, and other premium brands, and still sits on the expensive side. If you're purely chasing value, you can find similar specs for far less. But what you're paying for here is a premium build, strong cooling, upgradability, clean design, and reliable support. Now, the question you're going to have is, should you buy the Lenovo Legion 7i Gen 10? Got to put that in there, right? It's Gen 10. All right, here we go. If you want a hassle-free, premium pre-built that blends style with serious performance, this is one of the best options out there. As I said, one. Just know you're paying a premium for the convenience and the brand polish. But just keep in mind, there are other options out there, okay? This is not the be-all, end-all. Just keep that in mind. So with that being said, what do you guys think of the Lenovo Legion Tower 7i? Is this something you're looking at picking up? Do you already own it? Or do you find there to be alternatives that are better? Let's talk about it, because that's what we got to do. We got to talk about it. What do you think of this? Do you have alternatives that you personally prefer? Is there something else that you would rather use? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get that conversation going in the comment section down below. Big shout out to Lenovo for sending this over to me. They didn't influence this review at all, other than, hey, here's a desktop, review it, put it out there. Think of it like this. It's free marketing for them. Anytime, and I want to touch on this because I feel like a lot of people, it's weird. If it's a big outlet and they cover tech, gaming, media, or anything, people don't question it. If it's a massive influencer that covers something, people don't question it. But when it's someone who is growing, by the way, I'm over halfway to $100,000 subscribers. So I'm going to talk about this. But when you get to a point where you are pulling certain numbers and you start covering things and companies are sending to you, people tend to say, oh, they paid for it. But here's the thing. If you don't understand, if you're in America, you don't understand the FCC regulations. One, if you put out anything that is paid, like a paid promotion or paid endorsement, you are federally required to disclose that. And if you don't do that, you face prison time on top of massive fines of up to $500,000. So please stop throwing that around at everyone that they're paid or they're shilling. Because just because you're getting an opportunity doesn't mean that this is paid for. And if it was, you're federally required. You cannot skirt around that. Okay. And also, if any of you out there got the opportunity to do a lot of this stuff, you would take it. Be honest with yourself. But anyways, I just had to put that out there because I get tired of seeing that constantly. But all that being said, though, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, peace out, and a hui ho. See y'all on the next one.